Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Allison, and today I am playing with my awesome story kit from Ali Edwards once again. I decided to pull in some items from my stash as well and spice things up just a little bit. So I began first of all with this 3.5 by 8.25 inch journal card from Ali Edwards. I liked that it had the numbers on it, and my plan was to loosely create bullet journaling using my computer and then printing it off. And then I was going to cover up those numbers with some hearts that are Ali Edwards as well, but not from the awesome kit. But that's coming in just a moment. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Right now, what I'm doing is covering up the awesome on top of the journal card. I liked it, but I didn't like it at that point with my journaling. Looking at it now, I could have totally left it the way it was and it would have been fine. But I wanted to use this pattern paper from Ali Edwards, this Yellow Star pattern paper specifically. It's been sitting out on my desk for a while, and I have been trying to work it into my layouts and just haven't been able to do it until now. Ended up trimming this piece of pattern paper a little bit shorter than I wanted it to be. So I pulled out some Pink Fresh Studio Some Days pattern paper. I really like this floral pattern paper, and layered that behind the yellow. They coordinate perfectly. So truth be told, I had actually wanted to use both these papers together in one way or another, and I finally achieved that. So yay. I also decided that I wanted to layer this chipboard phrase over top of the yellow pattern paper. It says lovely. And over top of that, I'm going to layer some of the tear apart phrases that Ali included in the awesome story kit. Originally, when I'd sat down to plan the design for this layout, I was going to adhere that phrase below the word lovely. But because I didn't leave enough space for myself, I didn't want it to feel cramped, I decided to layer it over top of each other, and it looks just as good that way as well. So I'm going to use liquid glue to attach that over top of the phrase. There's glitter in it, and because it has a bumpy surface, liquid glue was the better alternative for adhering it. I could have stapled it, but I wasn't sure the staple would go through the chipboard and the paper, specifically, well, more the chipboard than anything else. So I just used liquid glue. Here come those hearts that I had mentioned earlier. I alternated between black and blue puffy hearts. These hearts actually came from the heart scrapbooking kit that Ali had started doing last year in 2021. And I'm still working on using them up. So I alternated black and blue. They all read black, but there is a slight difference in color. I decided I really didn't like this. The black was too overpowering for the rest of the layout, and I didn't really like the journaling right hand justified. So I went back to the computer, grabbed a piece of white cardstock from my stash, and reprinted my journaling center justified, and then trimmed it down so that it would fit in the remaining space on the bottom half of that journal card. I'm kind of sad I covered everything up, but I'm happy that I got the journal card used up because I wasn't entirely sure if I'd actually be able to use it or not. I just didn't know how to use it in my scrapbooking, so I'm happy that I got it finally used. So there is the journaling center justified. I will put the rainbow back at the bottom. I'll staple it like I had originally done. But at this point, I had also gone into my Cocoa Vanilla goodies as well and pulled out these glittery puffy hearts from the These Days collection. I thought they coordinated perfectly once again with the awesome story kit, especially picking up the gold foil in the little white tear apart phrases that Ali included. I decided to pull out another one It's going to go over top of my photo, which I printed at home, by the way, at 4 by 6 inches. It's going outside the page protector, so I will be punching holes on the right-hand side of the photo. And then the journal card is going to have its holes punched on the left-hand side. It's also going to be outside of the page protector. The photo is actually going to be covering the back side of another photo, the layout that comes before this story in my album. So I was just doing some housekeeping, trying to make my layouts work for what was already in the album. I also thought that I would pull out some of these journal spots, we'll call them, from the Begin story kit. There's a ton of them, and I never used a single one, and I thought that it would work really well here to layer underneath the phrase that I'm going to pop onto the photo. I do staple the journal spot, and then glue the phrase over top of it, and then I'm going to add another glittery heart with liquid glue as well, just above that phrase. That's it for me today, friends. I hope this layout inspired you. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and a like. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. And if you're new to my channel and you haven't subscribed, maybe consider doing so if you enjoy Ellie Edwards and mini scrapbooking. I hope you have a fantastic week, friends, and I will be back again soon. Bye.